Good evening, everyone. It's Evangeline Byers, candidate for president of TWU Local 100, coming to you with a report tonight. I have some very disturbing information to bring to you all about a biohazard condition that's happening at 169. I've been in receipt of the report this past week, but in trying to do due diligence and alert PESH, the Office of, in the Office of Environmental Protection, and also the elected officials to let them know what was happening to get help. There was at 169 station, there was a GO that was going on in the area, and there were contractors that were working in the area, and the contractors kept getting sick, kept needing to go upstairs for air. As a result, every time the work would start, the contractors kept feeling lightheaded. They needed air. Something was wrong. They kept needing to go upstairs for air. They wound up going to the doctor, and this was two contractors, went to the doctor, and both contractors tested positive for E. coli. The flaggers had still been working in the area because they didn't know what was going on, and saw the contractors at the gas station. And they asked them, why were they upstairs, why they weren't downstairs working? And they told them that, it's something wrong in the subway because they contracted E. coli and they're not coming back on the job because of the fact that they had contracted E. coli at the station. Now, what makes this even more alarming, that there was a test ordered on May 6th through 7th of 2024. There was, and the report was submitted back on May 20th, 2024. And there were some recommendations because E. coli staph and about 46 other bacteria was found there. And this is a very, very serious situation. So the flaggers, upon hearing this information, went and they requested safety dispute resolution forms. They got safety dispute resolution forms, and Superintendent Middleton was the one who has been in charge of dealing with this situation and basically submitting the safety dispute resolution forms. And for a while now, there had been no work going on in the area. However, tonight, there will be a GO back in this contaminated area that has not been decontaminated. So I just want to read to you what the recommendation was about this situation. Understand that this is very serious. Staph and E. coli can take you out of here. Especially E. coli is extremely dangerous for babies and the elderly. Not only that, after they took the flaggers out of that area, what they did do was bring in track department and have them flag in the area without letting them know. So because they're playing with people's health, I thought that this was very important to bring to everyone, because when I first started the job some years back, and I finally went to work trains, we had an issue with silica on the L-line project. And it was myself, John Ferretti, Seth, and a few other people, and at that time I was organizing and doing stuff with Progressive Action. But we went out into the subway and we had to give out flyers to the public to make everyone aware that there was a silica issue. If you get silica in your lungs and it gets in there, there's no way to get it out. It's cement. It will harden and you just have an issue. So that's what we did to deal with that situation. But this is even worse. I'm just going to read the recommendation to you all and make sure anybody who is going to work tonight at 169, anybody's stations, any cleaners, anybody that is reporting to work in that area, you need to be extremely careful because this is what they recommend. It says the highest counts of these species occurred in 6 samples. The pathogens are currently airborne, and additional disturbance of the affected area will likely mobilize more of the bacteria into the breathing zone, thereby potentially exposing workers. Any worker coming into contact with standing water in these areas may expose workers to potentially pathogenic bacteria. Now, understand, in order for them to go in, the samples were taken on 1 and 3 track, which is the express tracks, right? But the area has not been decontaminated. So that means that whether you disturb it or not, it's in the air, it's airborne, and it's the reason why there have been no work in the area. System safety was also notified about this and went out with TWU safety reps. And there was nothing done about the situation. System safety basically is acting like they don't know what to do. Here were the recommendations from the report. Recommendations for decontamination and clearance samplings were provided on May 20th, 2024 report and continue to be applicable to the site. So they have been made aware of this since May 20th, 2024. This company has resubmitted a report to Transit on July 17th. Somebody leaked this report because they were doing nothing about it. And remember, 2 contractors had already contracted E. coli. They were working in the work area and kept getting sick. Okay? Now, here is what it says. The recommendations for decontamination and clearance samplings were provided on May 20th, 2024 report and continue to be applicable to the site. If work should be conducted in the area prior to decontamination, meaning they are supposed to decontaminate the area, but if they do not decontaminate the area, all workers must use full face respirators equipped with HEPA filters. Rubber gloves, eye protection, and coveralls are recommended. Precautions should be taken to clean or dispose of PPE after use and wash exposed skin thoroughly before leaving the site, especially before handling food. After reviewing the report, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. Right? So this test was done by the Distinct Engineering Solutions, Inc., 425 Old George Road in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Attention Paul Comrie, who is the project manager. And it was done by EJ Electric Installation, 46-41 Vernon Boulevard. So we have a serious problem, right? And anybody who works in the Department of Stations and to the public, this station needs to be decontaminated. If whatever work they're going to be doing tonight, which I don't know, anybody who signals, PD, track, structure, work trains, train operators, flaggers, whoever they're trying to send out into this area tonight, the place is contaminated. And you do not, and especially if you have small children, and there's a few guys in work trains who just they have newborn babies. If they take this home to their children, and they get infected, and they have little babies, their babies will not survive E. coli. Their systems are too vulnerable to survive it. So this is a very serious matter. Superintendent Middleton, I'm using his name because I want you all to know that there is a direct contact and that they have given him already. He already has in his receipt safety dispute resolution forms that the flaggers had already given him to ensure that this did not, that this project was shut down. The work there was shut down. And so the fact that they're sending people into the area, going on with business as usual, means what they did was shut the job down for a little while, wait till nobody's talking about it, right, to thinking it'll go away and then come back around and then just put people back to work like nothing happens and deal with it that way. There are a few people who have been feeling sick since working in the area. However, they went out sick instead of injury on duty, right? So if staff or if they're found to have staph or anything else, or E. coli, and there's a whole bunch of other ones. I can't pronounce all of their names. Let me just copy and paste some into my browser so I can tell you some more of the stuff that's there, because it's not just staph and E. coli. It's stuff that causes gastritis, I think it is. They called it. Hold on. The effects that is called Bacillus magnetarium is generally considered to be non-pathogenic and is rarely isolated as an opportunistic pathogen in individuals with pre-existing conditions. It can have skin infection, but that can be treated with antibiotics. But wait, there's more. Micro lettuce is harmful to humans, it says. It damages the tissues in the body. It's also a skin, it also will affect the skin. And it can cause pneumonia, what is this, septic arthritis, and other things. So you have E. coli, if you get a staph infection, it can cause meningitis, right? So staph is very, very serious. And there's a employee from stations that just had a staph infection, right? Could it be that she picked it up in the subway? Now that it's being found that, this stuff is in the system. So it's very important. Anybody that works even in that area or in the vicinity, remember trains run back and forth through that area all day, which can also disturb the water. Fecal matter has been found there. There's a sewer line, which is where all of the waste and everything is coming from that needs to be repaired. So this is very important. So I just wanted to bring this report to you all so that you know what is going on in the area. Let other people know. Share the video. I'm going to post it onto YouTube. Hopefully they start. Remember that New York City Transit was the epicenter for COVID-19. And Brooklyn and Queens were where it spread from the most. Okay? And so we understand what it means to take home diseases to our families. Many people took home COVID to their family members, and their family members passed away. And so you don't want to take something home with 46 diseases that's found here, bacteria that has been found here, that they're telling you that you shouldn't even be in this area without having full PPE on, full face mask, that you cannot be exposed. So going into this area is at your own risk. Request a safety dispute resolution form. I'm going to share the report online, and you all take it and use it. Somebody leaked this to us, so they wanted us to know that we were working in an unsafe environment. And now that we have the report, everybody needs to take care of themselves and be safe. Okay, again, if you work in work train, Superintendent Middleton has the information. He was the first one to receive the safety dispute resolution forms. And I'm telling you this because a lot of times when we hear stuff, we don't believe, right? We think that, oh, this is just some, some conspiracy theory that people just passing on fake news. But no, this is very serious. He was given it. They shut it down. System safety was there. I think it was not yesterday, but the day before. The union has been working with them. They had a meeting about it. Chiarello, who is supposed to be the head of safety, which we know he's always asleep at the wheel. And so the union has covered it along with the MTA and has not made sure that our workers stay safe. At the moment when they said that they were going to open up that work site again and they had not decontaminated the area, that should be a problem. I have now reported this to Senator Comrie's office. He is the state senator in the area. We reached out to the Speaker of the City Council, Adrienne Adams. Her office told us that it's not in their jurisdiction, okay, and that to call the senator's office. So we got in touch with the senator, but I want you to know that we have made the elected officials aware. Who I didn't make aware is the public advocate, Jamani Williams. I'll let him be aware so that they can continue to push the narrative and find out what are they doing to decontaminate this area. Because what we don't want this to be is a full-on outbreak. Once 2 people got sick, okay, and other people are getting sick with other things. If you're having stomach pains, if your skin is getting rashes, if you're having trouble breathing, respiratory issues, it's coming from all of this stuff that you're inhaling over there while you think you're working and you're safe at 169. You are not. So that goes for work trains, any track signals, whatever y'all doing in that area, it is unsafe. So I'm just bringing you this so that you all know what's going on. So let everyone know, share the video, and let people know that the station at 169 is unsafe. A lot of people have been coming down with feeling strange, right? You don't know why you're feeling strange. Now you know. If you've been in the vicinity of 169, right? If you're moving your train back and forth all day through 169, the air comfort is on. If that area is disturbed and those pathogens are in the air, you can be inhaling these things in, and that's what can be making you sick, right? Again, it is the sewer line that is running down into the subway system that is the point of where all of this is coming from. So, and it's been going on for a long time. So, okay, I'm just bringing you this update. Everyone, please stay safe and share the video so people can get the information. Okay, everyone. Gary, I got it. You said make the public aware and you'll see how fast. Well, this video is to the public and the workers. So anybody here who's from Queens or in that area, they'll know. But we can also make up some flyers and go to the subway station and give it out to the public so that they'll know about it, since it's seeming like our elected officials and the TA and the union don't know what to do to keep us safe. So everyone be safe. Okay, have a good night.